This is a problem where we use the angle sum of a polygon, and we're going to use it to find f, the measure of angle f. So you can see that here in this drawing. They want us to find the measure of this angle right here. And the problems in this module, many of you are still working on it, except for those few people that I talked about. We want to use this formula that I have here. So make sure when you get a chance, that you write this formula. I'm talking about, let me highlight it, this formula right here. Using this formula, the n is always going to be how many sides we have in the polygon. And a polygon is just a shape, a two-dimensional shape. So let me erase these for a minute. So in this polygon, in this shape, let's just count how many sides we have. I'll mark them. One side, two sides, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine sides. Nine sides. And so in this problem, n is equal to 9. And all we want to do is replace the n in that formula. I'm going to write it again. That formula says n minus 2 times, you don't need to write the time symbol if you don't want to. N minus, oh, sorry, I said 2 and I didn't write it 2. N minus 2 times 180 degrees. Okay, so we're just going to replace the n with 9. I'm going to erase that n and replace it with a 9. And in this problem, 9 minus 2 is 7. So we're just going to do 7 times 180 degrees. And what is that? 160, let's see. 7 times 180. Oops. 7 times 180 is 1260. 1260 degrees. So that means that the sum of all of the angles, I'm going to write what I just said in a minute, in this problem is 1260 degrees. I just need more room and then I'll write that down. The sum of all the angles in this problem is 1260 degrees. In fact, let me just say the sum of all 9 angles. That's not always going to be 9. So we always want to use that formula when we have, however many sides, 10 or 8 or 5 or whatever sides. Sum of all 9 angles. Now I'm going to write what I said with an equation. Sum just means we add. This word here, SUM, means we're just going to add. So I'm going to add, take a minute to do this, add up all 9 angles. And I'm going to start, it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to start with this angle and then kind of go around that way and write down all the angles. So I'll start with 150 degrees. Maybe I might need a little more room as I go. I'll start with 150 degrees. Plus, we'll do the next one, plus 130 degrees. Just keep going as we go here. Plus another 150. And I'm not going to keep writing the green, but you'll just follow along what I do here. The next one will be 130 degrees. We're going to have 9 of these all together. I think the next one is going to, darn it, the next one is going to be 140 degrees. After that, looks like 130 degrees. After that, another 130 degrees. After that, 135 degrees. And after that, we have F. I'm going to use a different color for F. And let me just make sure I got all 9 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we got all 9 angles. And I'll just need a little more room here. So that's not really, I'm going to write one more thing for our equation. That's not a hard equation, but these are all add up to 1260 degrees. So it's not really a hard equation to write. I can't add those in my head, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my calculator to add those up. 150 plus 130 plus 150 plus 130 plus 140 plus 130 plus another 130 plus 135. So if I add up all those angles that I wrote down in black, I get 1095. And let me move one more time here. In other words, when I add up all of these, I get 1095 degrees. 1095 degrees. 1095 plus F, that's what we're trying to find, equals 1260 degrees. So this equation, since they added 1095, we're just going to subtract it from 1260. So if I subtract from both sides, I should say, if I subtract 1095 from this side, and I subtract 1095 from that side, a little more room here. These will simplify, and F will now be by itself, which is what we wanted to find. That gives us 165 degrees, which is our answer. 165 degrees. Let me do that in blue. So one last thing before I finish this, I'm just going to write the answer right here. This angle that they have an F for is 165 degrees. So in this problem, if we were to add up all 9 of these, we would end up getting 1260 degrees because there are 9 sides in this.